Hello everyone, DQ here, and today I have one walk that has been battling with me for like half a year now, and that is the Opnus MEMOLIS, which is pretty similar to the Opnus MMX2. I have video of it. If you want to see it, I will link it in the description. But basically, in short terms, this is a high security Japanese lever walk, which also has a sidebar. The levers themselves are 14, 7 on each side, and they are alternating. We have one on the left, one on the right, one on the left, one on the right. Those levers on those walks, MEMOLIS and MMX2, are also rekeyable, which means that if you have to have change key. I don't have change key, but if you have a change key, you can insert it, rotate it 90 degrees or even 180 degrees, take it out, insert a new key with new bitting. The only rule being that the first lever and the last lever should have the same bitting, because if you take a closer look, they are a little bit different. They are the only two levers that are not rekeyable. Every other lever can be set in any position, which is determined by your new key. And yeah, once you do the swap thing with the change key, insert the new key with new bitting, only the first and last position should be the same, rotate it back, and the lock is rekeyed to your new key. This is done by levers being split. They are upper part of the lever, which interacts with the sidebar, and they have little teeth that go in together, and lower lever of the lower part of the lever, which is the part that interacts with the key and that you actually move to pick the lock. And what the change key does is essentially it makes those teeth go away by pushing on some crazy technology. It's basically over-engineered lock. They disengage, you arrange them in the new bitting of the key, and then they re-engage, and the lock functions the same but with a different key. So yeah, that's a quick summary of the rekeying mechanism and kind of the lock itself. We have the sidebar, which blocks the rotation of the core. Here is the sidebar. It's located in a housing. For the sidebar, you have two housings. As you can see, this one on top is a little wider. This is for the change key function, but primarily when picking, your sidebar will be here on this groove. Other than that, this walk is usually considered to be picked with fax, because it has the very similar to the Mila PR cutaway. If you know the Mila PR, I also have video of it as well. You pick it with fax, but what I found out here for this one is that it's easier to use a hook for one of the sides. For this side here with the max lift, because I have minimum lift, maximum lift, minimum lift, maximum lift, and it's very difficult to set with the flag. So for this side I will be using this hook, and for the other side I will be using these two flags, which are, one of them is a curved multi-lock actually flag for pin in pin, very pointy with thin shaft. This one is a broken donkey flag, which I bent. Basically I made a custom tool for this lock in particular. Tensioning the lock is done like this. Since I will be tensioning counterclockwise, I insert this tensioner here like that, and that way I can tension clockwise and not interfere with the levers, which are located in this corner here. When I want to pick this side, I just switch with this tensioner like this, and again it's shorter, so it doesn't interfere with the levers and allows me to apply a lot of tension. For this walk you want to apply very heavy tension. For the false gated levers you want to lighten the tension to set them, and for the smooth levers you also want to lighten the tension to set them, because they're very easy to overset. It is very easy to jump over the true gate, and once you do that it's very hard to reset the lock. to drop just that lever, because the tolerances are so insane that when you set one lever, other levers will drop usually, and it can be very annoying. So for this reason, and for the reason for you to understand the wok better, I will do a quick video section which comes right after this part of me picking the same wok just in a cutaway, plastic cutaway, this one. Let me show you quickly. And this way you'll be able to actually see what's happening inside and how the levers interact with the sidebar. And yeah, other than that, I don't think I have much to say, because the wok is basically over-engineered and it's very hard to explain. This is a piece of the key changing mechanism with this spring. This is the actuator, back part, which once the cylinder is turned can unlock the door. And yeah, so I showed you the tools, showed you the wok, showed you the bitting. Oops. And yeah, I want to show you without those covers on, because they just keep this bar from jumping up, because when the bar jumps up, the wok enters rekey mode, and it's not very fun to fix self-rekeying wok. So I will leave it like this, and let's go to see the cutaway. Okay, here we have the Opnus MEMOLIS cutaway. Just a quick demonstration. Have to press the sidebar because here it is. It's a little rough cutaway, but works to show you how the wok functions actually. So let me quickly zoom on this, focus, and I will show you how it's picked. I will essentially use the same technique, flipping the tensioners. And you will see how when I scrape the levers, they make a sound and they also jiggle. So that's important. Now the cutaway and the real wok have a lot of difference when picking, because the cutaway binds in different order. So you cannot actually rely on fully knowing how the wok will operate just by picking the cutaway, but you can get a kind of good feel about which levers are set and which are not, and of course the visual aid is there as well. So my job is to identify with the binder, try to set it with that oversetting, and basically test all the levers non-stop, because as I explained earlier, setting one lever unsets another, and that is a very common thing. So here I am testing the levers. This one is a true gate, this one is a max lift. Okay, almost all of the false gate levers are in a true gate, and once that happens I can actually increase the tension by a lot. Okay, I just had to drop, as you saw, I overset. And basically when you overset you need to drop one lever, and when you drop one lever, almost all of the levers drop with it. But you get used to it actually after some time. Okay. Can you hear that? This is what you need to listen for. Set lever makes sound, or not binding lever also makes a sound. Binding lever will be rock solid under heavy tension, as I explained. But yeah, even if you know the binding order, you still will have, like, see here I overset it. You can just push it like that, but when you're picking you can't do that, for the sake of demonstration, because otherwise I would have to let go of tension and all of the levers would have gone back. which I just, for time saving purposes, I will ignore that. And right now, all of the false gated levers are in true gate. So now when I switch sides, I will actually apply super heavy tension now, like very heavy tension. This will force the smooth levers, as you saw. And yeah, the lock is picked just like that. It's a lot easier in the cutaway, but because it's plastic and also the sidebar only has applied force here and here, so levers on this side and this side bind the hardest, and in the middle bind not that much until the very end. But when you pick it in the metal housing, which is this one in the back, when you pick it in the metal housing, usually they bind front to back, because the front is where you apply the tension, and once the sidebar starts setting, the back levers will start to bind more. And my cue that the lock is almost open is basically that the last lever, which is a smooth one, starts binding. If it starts binding, I should check every single other level before I move it. And only when I'm sure that all the levers are set, then I push the last one, and as you saw, I got the open. So yeah, that was my little demonstration of the Opnus MEMOLIS in the cutaway. So let's now pick it in the real deal. Okay, Opnus MEMOLIS is in the vise. Key is working. Let's try to pick it. yes, 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 yes. It is open. Wow. Wow. Okay, I kinda knew it, that it will be big today. Wow, that's awesome. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, it's picked, as you can see. Core is free moving, back piece is free moving. That's picked Opnus MEMOLIS. So let's walk it back up. And let's disassemble it quickly. First I will remove these 4 screws. Okay. Then I will remove the tail, kind of the actuator piece, which is this one. Here we have another part of the actuator, and I will just push the whole walk out. Sidebar is on this side. Okay, the sidebar flew away, but I don't care. You saw it, that it was in there. I will quickly show you that all the levers are working. Yes, they are. Okay, put this thing back on because it can rekey itself otherwise. Oh, I just activated the rekey mechanism and I restarted it, but okay, that's good. So anyways, I will take out these 2 springs for the sidebar. Place them here. Show you the sidebar as well. Let's make it look like this. Sidebar. There are picking marks for picking, because it was used to be the whole sidebar was black, and here is the body of the core itself. I have to keep this piece on, otherwise it can accidentally rekey. As you saw, the levers disengaged and I barely saved it. Here I want to show you that we have 1 spring, which is part of the rekey mechanism with this part. And yeah, that's basically all there is to the walk. Here is the back of the levers, front of the levers. Here we have the housing with 2 sidebar grooves. And I will show you the key working one more time, so you can see that all of the levers are active. Let's quickly go over the levers. First one is smooth, second one is false gated, third one is false gated, fourth is smooth, fifth is smooth, 6 is smooth, 7 is false gated, 8 is smooth, 9 is false gated, 10 is smooth, 11 false gated, 12 is smooth, 13 false gated, and the last one is also a smooth lever, which is almost max lift. So yeah, this was the Opnus MEMOLIS, picked and partially gutted. Hope you enjoy, have a nice day, and bye bye.